Are you looking for that last-minute festival essential? Or maybe you just want to travel light to get your whole camping setup when you arrive on site? The good news is that Fat Frank's Camping Shop will take care of all your festival camping essential needs. From camping chairs to blow-up airbeds, cosy duvets to festival cooking sets, Fat Frank has it all. And what's more, Fat Frank offers a click and collect service at several UK festivals. So head to fatfrankscampingshop.com to order now, or visit Fat Frank and the lads at your favourite festival. Fat Frank's Camping Shop, the official sponsors of Festpod, the unofficial rock festival guide.
Welcome to Festpod, the unofficial rock festival guide. And it's a special one, as we welcome our official sponsor for the first time, Fat Frank's Camping Shop. So a huge thanks to them for their support for the coming year.
Thanks, Fat Frank.
Thank you.
I'm Neill Wilkinson with the latest news about your favourite rock festivals, our music guide for the month, and some special things that we found in Festpod Favourites. So let's welcome my fellow hosts. As always, we have in North Wales, Rich Holmes from Rich Holmes Photography.
Check your bad self, Mr. Wilkinson. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, yo, yo. How are things in Sheepland?
Fair to shit.
Fair to shit, okay, well.
But, we move, we pivot, we adapt and overcome.
We do. Are you looking forward? Are you ready for your big festival season?
Ready isn't probably the word. Am I very much aware it's around the corner and looming down on me? Yes. Yes, I am looking forward to it, yes.
Yeah,
I am getting excited now.
Oh, okay. Well, the festival season's coming as well.
Get
Get your tent out, put it by the front door, unless it's still there from last year.
I mean, to be honest with you, I need to actually check my tent. I still haven't checked my tent from last year.
Check your bad tent.
Yo.
Absolutely, yes, check it. Check it. We're being very rap, aren't we?
Yeah,
This
very.
is our hip hop podcast now.
Yeah, exactly. And let's take a trip down the M6 and come off at junction... Ooh, let's come off at junction 15.
Ooh, nice.
Let's then head down a ways.
Good junction.
Yeah, strong
Very
junction.
often. And then let's turn right. On the big roundabout there. Hate that fucking roundabout.
Which way are you going? You went north or south?
I'm going south.
You'd be turning left then, surely.
No, that's from junction. I see that we're getting very... getting very geeky about junctions now. Let's just go to the A50 and say hello to Eamon Shortt.
Hi up, I'm back. How's it
He's
going?
back.
Who are you?
I'm that stranger. I'm the unofficial third member. Not that Aaron bloke. Who's he?
Aren't you the fourth
he?
member then?
Yeah. Oh, true.
Now you are. So you look the same, but you're in a different surrounding for the first time. You're in a different room, aren't you?
Well, there's a reason for that. There's a reason why this room's bright yellow. I've been away, using my sperm and making a child.
Have you?
Yeah, we got a little child. It's a little fetus. I'm very tired, but this is her nursery. And
Just
I'm here.
point of order. Is it still a fetus or is it a baby now?
To be confirmed, I'll be honest with you.
And
it's-
also, point of order, that means your balls work, yes?
It means at least one of them works.
At least.
Right.
And it's
Yes.
definitely your baby, yes?
I mean, I think it's mine. I mean, there's no harm in it. It looks like me, so if it's not mine, then fair play to Laura. She's got some good taste.
Does it like Metallica?
Not yet, but however, it does like it. She does like. She does like Bring Me the Horizon, so that's pretty good going. So far,
that's
so good.
excellent. That's good going so far.
How much denim has Young'un worn so far?
I don't know if she's. Oh no, she has worn some. She's worn a little denim dress, which obviously I bought her. Obviously, you've gifted us a denim jacket and whatever else. There's loads of denim.
Wow.
I've got the ability, because we're taking her to download this year, the ability to quadruple denim if need
Do
be.
it. Please do
I'm
it.
going to have to.
If that happens, I will buy her first pint of cider.
Yeah, fair. That seems like a
That's
deal.
a deal.
Yeah.
Baby's first download is a nice slogan to have on a sort of
A battle
T-shirt
jacket.
thing. Yeah,
I was going to get a denim jacket and cut the sleeves off to do the cut off, and I was going to put some patches on, but I ran out of time and money. But
yeah, that's life. But it's fine. We've got time to do that. She'll have a battle jacket for download.
Oh wow! The newest member of Festpod at ShorttyETV's house,
just off the age of 50.
I'll just like, yes. So, it's been a while, so let's get into the show. Let's crack on and see what's going on out there. But before we do, let's invite you, as always, to follow us on the socials on YouTube by looking for Festpod. We've also got a Discord server now, if you fancy chatting with other Festpod listeners, as does happen. Click on the link at festpod.co.uk to find all of our links. And also, you need to know this bit. There are two versions of the show. There's audio for your ears and video for your eyes. Now, the video is up on YouTube, which you may be watching. Hello. And the audio is on your podcast app. There are many out there. Just search for Festpod to find it. Nice and straightforward. We are also on Patreon if you'd like to support the show and get some extras for yourself, like outtakes and early access to episodes. And we've also got some merch available that says Festpod on it. So again, bottom line, go to festpod.co.uk to find it. So now let's dive in to the festival news. Now, breaking news as far as we're concerned, as we record this on the 23rd of May. See, I like that. That's authentic. So, Bad Omens have pulled out of Download festivals. It clearly was a bad omen. Do you see it? Do you get it?
I get it.
And yes, and in fact, not just Download Festival, all of their UK and EU shows. The reason being they're feeling a little bit overwhelmed because they've had a lot on. I mean, Christ, they've risen very quickly, haven't they? So it's taken its toll. Basically, I think is the bottom line there. So, what do you think? Who's going to replace them?
Busted. I want Busted.
Is that who you're hoping for?
Yeah.
It's got to be Busted or maybe Blackstone Cherry, isn't it?
Yeah. Blackstone Cherry are like staple second stage headliners. But are they too similar to Queens of the Stone Age? Does it matter anymore? I don't know. But I want them to have the balls to put Busted on second.
I don't know whether I think the balls. That's a damn good question.
Yeah, but like, who did we get last year when Five Finger Death Punch pulled out about this time? Oh, actually, it's going to be Five Finger Death Punch, isn't it? They're about. Oh, fucking hell, we're done for. We're done for.
This is a story from Metal Hammer. They're quoted. Bad Omens are quoted as saying, "We know this will be disappointing, but we ask that you respect our choice to put health first." Due to singer Noah Sebastian's extreme burnout, which sounds like a great PlayStation game. But
see, I was thinking it sounded like a big skid mark, but each to their own. The US metalcore favourites were scheduled to appear at such prestigious festivals as Download and Tusker Open Air, as well as play dates with Bring Me the Horizon. You saw them, didn't you, Shorty E? I did.
With I don't know when that was. Was it end of last year?
It was the very start of this year, actually. It was January. So, yeah, we supported Bring Me the Horizon, which was incredible. I'd never seen Bad Omens before, and I'll be honest, they kind of slipped me by. Like, I've always known they've existed. I've listened to them, but then they got announced as like the Download second stage headliner. I was like, are they really that big? And yeah, they fucking are. They're incredible live, and probably one of the bigger bookings we've had at Download this year was putting them on second stage headliners. It would have set them up to go on to headline in the future, I think. But so it's gutting. But what can you do? The man's burnt out. Like, you can't fight through that.
No, I know. Yeah, I mean, we can all understand being burnt out, certainly. But are they going to pull that emergency Lou chain?
Sound the Skin Dread siren. That's where you're going.
I mean, you can't please everybody, can you? Whoever replaces them, there's going to be words said. But
Yeah.
I mean, is Skin Dread not already on this lineup?
Believe it or not, no.
So
Do you know what? I think they'd be better off shuffling the pack this year, this stage of the game. I don't think they need to go. And I don't know whether there's any truth in it, but apparently Benji's already said he wouldn't do it this year. But whether there's any truth in that, I don't know. But I think shuffle the pack and either moving Busted or Blackstone Cherry or some just move the card around a little bit, bump somebody up, move a stage about, and just deal with it that way. Give somebody a bit of a longer set, lower down.
Yeah,
That's the way to deal with this now. We're only a couple of weeks away. There's no need to go panicking, fucking shitting yourselves, throwing money at people to come and play. Don't worry about it. These things happen, and you just got to deal with these things somehow. That's the pleasure that festival bookers have, isn't it?
Yeah, but Facebook have told me that Foo Fighters and Iron Maiden are replacing them. So
have they?
Yeah, Facebook.
I heard it was AC/DC.
Well, hey, they're in the area. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like, get them in. I'd be for
Metallica back again for a second year in a row. It's an interesting one. I mean, it is on the Friday, isn't it? So who else is on that stage? Who's now headlining if you don't replace them? It's
is it Heilung? Is it?
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, they won't be headlining that stage. I'm surprised they're subbing, but
it is on the Opus stage, isn't it? So below that, you've got Mr. Bungle Soft Play. Which all them witches, Scene Queen, Halocene, and Hannah.
Yeah, so none of them are being bumped up, but like the biggest band on the lineup is Busted, and then outside of that you've got Blackstone Cherry and Royal Blood, but then when you stick either of them on there, you've got crossover to Queens of the Stone Age fans. So then I know the two stages don't tend to clash massively these days, but that's going to be a big clash of fans.
I hadn't seen this actually. So Busted are actually headlining the Avalanche stage, aren't they? I think they're easily a second stage band.
I mean, it was a poor thing putting them on third, I think, because I think no matter what people say about booking Busted for download, that tent was going to be crazy. And I think Bad Omens being on second was probably what was going to save the tent being rammed. However, obviously, it was still going to be busy as hell in there. It was still going to be a struggle to get in there. The sensible option for me is bump Busted to second.
Yeah.
That would be the sensible option. And then, you just move everybody up on third. Move everybody up. You don't have to make any changes on third then. Or it's a lot easier to get a band to play earlier on during the day on third to fill in opening or second opening slot on there. Because Wheatus can headline third, no problem.
Well, that's exactly what I was going to say, is that Wheatus would be very comfortable headlining third, wouldn't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
And let's be honest here, Busted, like it or not, as much as I love this lineup, Busted are genuinely the biggest band on this lineup. They've sold more, in the UK now, they've sold more tickets in the UK in the last 12 months, 18 months than any band on this lineup have. They had the biggest selling tour of last year in the UK. So they're the biggest band on the lineup. So fuck it, put them second headlining. I know people won't like it, but I fucking love it. I love it.
Well, you can't please everybody. No matter what happens, no matter what changes, people aren't going to be happy with what happens.
And the thing is, Bad Omens fans would love Busted to be in that second stage slot, because that was a massive clash for a lot of people. And a lot of Bad Omens fans, they're people kind of my age who grew up with Busted, but they're now equally on that Bad Omens, Bring Me the Horizon hype, because they're kind of like the young bands, the new phase through, and that would please a lot of people. Yeah,
I think you're right. Yeah. I mean, who's the alternative on that that Friday? I mean, you're looking at either. We haven't got times yet. I mean, it's the end of May, but we haven't got any stage times yet. I mean, there's some Clash Finders out just at the moment, and didn't you have a look at a Clash Finder the other day?
I did, and fuck me, like, it's a bit out of place this year because we've got a few more bands. Like, we've got one extra band on the Saturday or something like that. A few extra things hanging around with normal. But I've got some bad clashes. That Saturday is a mental day for me, but the Friday, second, third, and fourth stage I could be at quite happily. And main, for obviously Royal Blood and those damn crows, but yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited. Especially Royal Blood. Oh my God. It's going to be weird having seen them all around the country and then seeing them on the download stage for the first time. Really looking forward to that. That's going to be great. But they always absolutely kill it every time I see them. I've never seen them do a bad show ever.
No. And I'm interested to see what size crowd they pull at download, because back when they were first knocking about, everyone wanted them at download. But then all of a sudden, they get put as sub-headliner and everyone's kind of like, oh, Royal Blood, pardon? And yeah, I'm a bit weirded out by it. So we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah. I think it's it's a mixed lineup.
They've played to the day tickets this year, haven't they? You can really tell that.
Yeah.
They've played to the day tickets, which is good in my head.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really looking forward to it. I really am. I haven't read anybody being massively. I mean, you always see a few sniffy sort of comments, but I mean, you must see a lot more sniffy comments looking after the old forum there.
Yeah.
Are you seeing as much now, or are people pretty happy?
So they're never happy, forum people. As much as I love you all, if any of you are listening, I love you all dearly, but you're never happy. And it's because you can't please anyone. And a lot of forum people have been going for decades. On Facebook as well, you get a lot more of the snipey comments, because obviously it's a public forum. But lineup-wise, people are generally happy.
Yeah.
Whoever replaces Bad Omens is going to be in for a shock either way, I think, whoever it is. You could put Metallica on there and everyone would kick off still. So whoever gets that slot is fucked in terms of pre-backlash. The day of the festival, put Busted on there, the stage will be full and everyone's having a good time. So yeah, everyone just likes a moan on social media, don't they?
Yeah. I think it's pretty simple to us. Just stick Busted in there. Problem solved.
Yeah. And can you imagine, like, the second stage headline lineup being Busted, Pantera, Machine Head? Like, look at that. Look at that. What a lineup that is.
Yeah. Yeah, imagine that on the T-shirts.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a point, actually. Them T-shirts are printed by now, aren't they?
I've heard about that, yeah. Speaking of moaning.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. I mean, there's been a thing where you can pre-order your merch from download. And now this is awful, because the people are getting the merch through at this early stage, and it's a bit small. The reports are that it's a little bit small. So watch out when you get your merch on the day. You know, when you go to download and you queue for a couple of hours and you get to the front and you say whatever your size is and it comes and it looks okay and you try it on. And,
they do that thing where they go, is that all right? Well, it's a fucking T-shirt. You're holding it up in the air. What are you doing, man? I'm not comparing it to you. Hold it up against me. Pretend I'm 6. Do you know what I mean?
So my advice is possibly get at least one size up. So there's this example of somebody who has emailed the merch company to say, it's too small, can I have a refund or a bigger size? They've replied, we are sorry to hear you found the hoodie too small. Our supplier uses different manufacturers for the base garments, which means sometimes they may not be the same as the garments sold previously. If you'd like to return for a refund, please let us know. We can arrange this with our supplier. I find this at gigs when I go and buy merch, as I often do. I've bought my size from a band, a merch table, and it hasn't fitted. But then I'll buy it from another band merch table, and it does fit because they're different makes of T-shirt or hoodie or whatever.
Now, band to band, you can understand that, different manufacturers, right? And to some extent, obviously, with supply issues or whatever, you can understand it festival to festival. But when you're pre-ordering from an event from the previous year, you are likely to order the same size that you purchased the previous year.
Yeah.
If you bought an XL from download on site last year, and you decided you're going to pre-order the same, a T-shirt again, but pre-order this year, you're going to order the same size.
Of course you are.
And it turns up, and it looks like you've got fucking double E cups poking through your fucking shirt.
Yeah.
Thank you, Eamon, for the demonstration. You're going to be pissed off because, I mean, not everybody looks at size charts, especially I'm going to sound sexist here, but especially men's clothes, because I know women have an awful problem with sizing their clothes, and there's no kind of fairness across the board, and no kind of similarities between what's a size 12 in one place and what's a size 12 in another place, for example. But for blokes, usually in one place, a small's a small, a medium's a medium, and a large is a large, and you get away with it. Yeah. But I have, over the last 12, 18 months or so, things have started changing a little bit for blokes as well, I feel now, and there has been these massive changes. I don't know whether that's down to with changing the supply chain, which means they're getting cheaper suppliers, which means shoddier work, which means garments aren't being cut to the same standards, and or what have you. I don't fucking know. I'm not fucking...
It might be price. What do we call it? It might be getting a better price, and the place that they're getting it from cuts it differently or has different size guides.
Well, it's going to be fucking cheaper if it's a smaller garment, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it is. And I think it's a shame because you're going to piss a lot of people off.
Of course it is.
Because, I mean, you didn't even get anything last year, did you, at Download?
No, I couldn't be asked. Couldn't be. Well, I mean, the state of the queues at the merch stands were one thing.
And imagine getting to the front of that 2-hour queue, buying your T-shirt, trying it on, then it's fucking too small.
Well, I get to the front, can I have a fat cunt size, please, mate? Oh, we've only got smalls left, sir. Oh, fuck off, mate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly, I know. So hopefully they get this looked at. I mean, it's nice to know that your merch is too small before the festival,
Yeah.
And wouldn't you have thought that some samples would have come through and that they would have been tried on and not just checked for the design, does it look okay? Are the sizes the right size? It's quite important, I think.
Does any retailer do that?
Yes. You're trusting your suppliers, aren't you? You get what you order. And if that's a medium, because like a medium or a large, whatever, there's probably such a wide spectrum that can be. Do you know what I mean? Like it can be from 10 inches to 40 inches, and that's a medium. Do you know what I mean? It's mad. So, I mean, credit where credit's due. I think the Download merch team or customer service team are refunding, exchanging, etc. where they can, but it's not ideal prior to the festival.
No, it really isn't. Now, I was trying to get the next story up, which is basically about the T-shirts not being very popular. But the store seems to be closed, so I don't know what exactly is going on.
They're prepping for their click and collect orders.
We're busy preparing for click and collect. Launch date will be announced soon.
Which good piece of news. Download click and collect is back for 2024, and it'll be ready soon.
We've got to have a picture of the shit T-shirt somewhere.
I don't remember click and collect at Download merch at all.
They've done it for a few years, and I think last year you were collecting from the mega store mostly, and then from the main stand in the arena. But the problem with click and collect at most festivals, Download suffers from it, and Bloodstock does, is the click and collect queue tends to be bigger than the fucking main queue for merch. The advantage is you've kind of like guaranteed your merch. But there was even troubles with that last year at Download, or maybe a year before at Download, where you bought something online and you don't actually have it there when you arrive. That was a glitch, but it was quite a big glitch. So yeah, I've never done it because I'd just rather turn up and see.
Well, yeah.
Can I share?
You share away. Have you found it?
Yeah.
Hey.
Let me guess. On Facebook or someone moaning about it?
No, I've just googled it.
Have you googled it?
I have seen them, and they're not. The hoodies looked all right.
So this is
that's the guy.
It looks really low rent. It looks like someone hasn't really been bothered.
It looks like somebody spaffed right over a black T-shirt, and they've folded the T-shirt up, and that's what they've fucking come up with. It looks like me and Eamon have been playing Soggy Digestive, right? And we've missed the fucking digestive. We've hit this fucking black T-shirt, and that's what we've come out with.
Yeah.
I mean, majority of that would be mine, because obviously I produce an ungodly amount of spunk.
Yes. I don't know what I'm saying. Yes, I don't know that. I don't know that.
My contribution is the pupil of the right eye.
Little blob. So basically, for our listeners, this T-shirt is completely in white. So it's a black T-shirt with white sort of design, with the words "Liquid Death," which is the download sponsor, in massive letters at the top.
On Liquid Death sponsor download.
Bigger than the word download. Fuck me. Your sponsor is bigger than the actual fucking festival name.
Yeah, it's a strange one, that.
It's just in case you didn't know they were sponsoring, I guess, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, they probably charge us £6 for the pleasure just for having Liquid Death printed on that T-shirt, you know.
And there's another thing there, to be honest. We call it ass water rather than Liquid Death because that's how it was introduced to us.
Indeed.
Originally, when we were...
Back
was
in
it
the
when we
day.
in Birmingham? And we did a show in that studio, and this story came up.
Yeah, and it was ass
Who was
water.
who was in that advert? I can't
Is it
remember
Travis
now.
Barker?
There you go. I think
Was
it
it
was.
Travis
Travis Barker, yeah.
And it was marketed as.
That was a year ago, you know. That was a year ago. A year and a couple of days, yeah.
Wow. Okay. So it was marketed as water for an enema. There was an enema kit. In fact, they were marketing the enema kit more than the actual water.
Enema
the water
of the
came
state.
as part of the kit. Enema of the state. And so I was very confused. Are you selling me an enema kit or are you selling me water? Because he was describing shoving the water up his ass, which we thought, well, ass water. So, in fact, they were his words in the adverts. Liquid Death ass water. And the joke just went over my head, and I totally took it for granted and thought, right, okay, it's ass water. But no. There we are. So there's a picture there of him with his can of ass water and a bulbous enema bulb. So it's not, I don't feel like a complete twat for having got this mixed up, because look, Enema Over the State collectible enema kits, which they did actually sell.
Out of. They've sold it out of. Look at that, it's sold out.
200
195
fucking quid. 200 quid. For an autographed can of ass water and a fucking enema bulb.
This is really awful. But then people will pay for anything, won't they? The ass water there is on the T-shirts. And then you've got Download Dog, looking like a sort of splodgy spunk effort. And then Download XXI.
Do you know what? Let's stop there. This is annoying me as well. Like, why we started referring to things as like Download 21, Download 20? Like, what are we doing? Like, that's just not right. That's Download 2021.
Yeah,
that's not this year's Download.
Correct.
Like last year, I get it for like the big anniversaries, Download 20.
Oh, you're right.
But like, now it's Download 2024. It's Download 24.
Yes. Yeah.
That's bugging me. But
I hadn't actually spotted that, but that's very true.
yeah.
Yeah, and so people, I don't think I've seen any positive comments about this T-shirt. So hopefully there's a choice. We don't have to have this one.
There'll obviously be your lineup shirts and stuff as well, but that's...
I mean, there's always some questionable merch, isn't there? Every year there's questionable merch. But this takes the fucking spunk, it really does.
It does, I wouldn't walk around with this on. I wouldn't.
I wouldn't even entertain... Even 20 pints deep, I wouldn't even look at that and go, oh, fucking what's going on here, fucking 40 quid or whatever, I'll fucking have some of that. Well, I fucking wouldn't do it, not even after 20 pints. I wouldn't do it. Not even if I was fucking bollock naked.
I can't see them selling many, to be honest. But then I wasn't very impressed with the merch last year either. I didn't really find anything that I thought, oh, I must have one of those.
I think when you've been to Download a lot, the lineup shirts especially are the same most years. There's the occasional year where they have like a real gem, like the year they had the fucking red and black hoodies, that zip-up hoodies, game changer. Yeah, like the pilot merch was really good, but like every other year it's kind of a bit meh. I'm hoping we've got a better year when we get to the stalls. It's not just going to be purple and black camouflage lineup shirts and hoodies. I think it's going to be. But I'd like something interesting.
Do you know what? I'm sure we had this conversation last year at some point.
Yeah, probably.
We looked at the merch and thought, oh, that looks a bit shit. And then you got to the merch stalls and thought, oh, there's some interesting stuff. Did you get anything, Shorty, yet last year?
I don't think I bought anything. No, I think I just kept with my RIP shirt. I don't think I went to the merch stands at all because, again, too busy. It's busy on a normal year, let alone last year. I barely left the fucking main stage because I just can't be asked. So, yeah, I didn't see much of a sight at all last year. I just went for the RIP stuff.
And then there was the queues. Oh my God, the queues! Who wants to join that queue? Okay, all right. So you've been warned. So so if you're tiny and you want a shirt that most people don't like, I think you're in luck.
Alternatively, send an A3 envelope to Festpod at Festpod Towers, somewhere in the UK. Me and Eamon will provide you with a T-shirt covered in our man juice.
And just
for the princely sum of, well, we'll give it you for free.
Wow, I mean,
and it'll look fucking better than that shite.
Will you be able to spunk out the logo of our sponsor as well?
We'll give you the Festpod logo and Fat Frank's camping shop.
I'm sure that's the advert Frank wants.
Well, that's what Liquid Death wants. They've got it. Now, talking about last year's download, the car park shenanigans and delays were enough to get them to go that extra step this year and hire a new team to deal with it, which they've done. So it's going to be it's going to be interesting to see how this goes down and what changes they could possibly make. But then, it's not like Metallica are playing 2 days this year. I don't think they're going to have quite as many difficulties.
You see, this worries me, not because I don't trust the download team to have briefed the new company to do it, because obviously any traffic management company should know how to run an event, because that's what they do week in, week out. That's their bread and butter.
Yeah,
apparently. But when you've got a company who've done it for a couple of years or several years or however long the last company had done it for, and you oust them and do you know what? We didn't suffer. Well, I didn't suffer last year. You did, Neil, a little bit coming in. I know other people suffered massively, so I'm not playing this down at all. I know it was an absolute clusterfuck, but there was a lot of other issues off-site as well. There was a lot of issues on the motorways. It wasn't just Download's fault. Now, bringing a new company in, new people to site who haven't worked on it before, it's not asking for trouble as well.
It's a gamble, isn't it, right? But, I mean, I know that the team within Download hasn't changed itself, but obviously they have their contractors and all that malarkey, which these lot are new. So hopefully they are briefed on the site, and there's obviously all the site regulations. I don't fucking know. I'm chatting nonsense that I don't understand. But you'd like to think that the Download team would keep them in check. And you like to think the local authorities also are having a say in it and what's going on. As Rich said, there was a lot of other issues. And every year, Download does cause chaos to the roads around the airport and all that kind of stuff. It just always does. The fact we had 110,000 people rocking up on the Wednesday, all early, didn't help. This year there's going to be less. It's going to be back to normal capacity, which is good. There's obviously going to be movements of car parks. They've already done stuff for the car parking tickets, all that kind of stuff to help aid it. Ultimately, you've got 60,000 people at least descending on a field. It'll be spread out over the Wednesday and Thursday this year more than it was last year.
And that makes a massive difference as well.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's a risk bringing a new one in, but actually, I'd like to think they've done their research. But I think, their license depends on this working this year. The authorities aren't going to grant a license if they keep fucking everything over, which they never really have done in the past. It's been the odd year, there's been big issues, so I'd like to think it's just a press thing. Just
to defend Download here slightly, I get what SAG and stuff and the licensing authorities are saying there, that there's a risk to your license if you fuck this up again. Download can only go so far, right? And they can do like risk assessment, and they can put it out to tender, and then they award a contract to somebody, and they come in and they do their own risk assessments, and they do all their own work, and they go, right, this is what we're going to do. This is our road traffic plan, and they then work with the local council and local authorities, and they go, this is the plan, and they agree that with SAG, and they're also sitting with SAG. It's down to the contractor at that stage if it fucks up. Yeah. So I find it I'd find it very, very harsh by the local authority if they punish Download for a contractor's fuck up. If it's something that's out of Download's control, which ultimately, okay, your commander in the control room is Download, is Live Nation, whoever the fuck it is, okay? It's not a contractor, I get that. But the boots on the ground and the people controlling the boots on the ground are going to be working for a contractor. And there's only so much Download can do to control that. There's only so much they can say. And they can say what they want, and they can pass on whatever messages and give them whatever commands they want. Whether they follow it or not is another thing.
Well, isn't this the drastic action that they're taking? I mean, they have to be seen to be doing something, especially after the big, massive fuck-up of last year. So getting in a brand new team, just basically saying that the old team, they were shite last year, weren't they? Let's get a brand new team in for this year, just to show you that we mean business and that we're not just playing here. Yeah, isn't that what they're doing? But
if it's shite again this year, then there can be questions asked, because that it's like, well, you've brought in another company and it's still shite, so maybe it's not the contractors, maybe it's the direction you're giving them, and that's what I mean. It's a risk to Download to do this. I understand why they've done it, and I think they were right to do it in some respects, because although there was external issues, they could have ran those car parks a lot better from obviously, as I said, it didn't affect me, but from the stories I've been told by reliable sources about things that were going on in the car parks, it was an absolute disgrace, some of the things that were going on and the way things were handled. And I just, it does concern me, but I mean, this is, again, it's part of the fun of event management, isn't it? It's just one of those risks that you have to sadly take.
Yeah. So the story here on the BBC News websites, it says that East Midlands Airport passengers missed flights due to the unprecedented congestion around Donington Park.
Hang on, this annoys me as well, because like for weeks and months prior, there's signs up, there's news articles. Yeah. Passengers are informed via their airlines that this event is happening and to leave extra time.
There's stuff on East Midlands Airport website about it.
Yeah. Yes, it was bad, but people also were leaving it like an hour before getting to their flight and complaining they didn't get there. So
yeah, it's not a normal day.
Yeah.
You can't just I mean, it's not like Download has only been going for like maybe 1 year.
Yeah.
Maybe 2. It's been going for 21.
XXI, as they say.
As we said.
Just in case you forgot.
And before, even when it's not Download, it's a busy racing circuit. There are always delays coming and going. And you can't have a big airport next to a place like that and not expect clashes on busy days. It's going to happen. So, it's then, you look at the people who live in Castle Donington, or the new residents who complain about the noise. And you just think, well, what the fuck did you expect?
You fucking moved there knowing full well what you're moving next to.
Yeah, like it's going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, not every Metallica plays and sends it like 80 fucking miles, but like, still. That was a bit ridiculous on that Thursday.
But still, I managed to sleep through it. So...
You did the entire thing. And you were next to a fucking tower.
I was, yes. So there, just goes to show. So next up, let's have a look at what else we've got to talk about today. Now there have been some rule changes on site. The campsite doesn't want you to bring in any of those solid fuel tablets.
It's not that they don't want you to. They're now illegal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Proper illegal. Right. Like, you proper bad.
Hexamine is now illegal.
I've got some in my cupboard from last year.
Under terrorism laws.
Really?
Yeah.
What am I going to do with it then? I can't burn it.
You could. They can be used to make explosives.
Well, I'm not going to do that with it. I was just trying to get a cup of tea. You know, I'm not going to make any explosives. I wouldn't even want to do that. I just want to have, a cup of tea that takes half an hour to boil. To boil the kettle. They're crap anyway. They're not very good, are they?
They're not great. But if you're like me, Neil, then you'll have bought some dragon fuel, the gel stuff.
Dragon fuel?
Yeah.
Is that a Welsh product?
Do you know what? I think they are, actually, yeah.
Brilliant.
They're a gel-based fuel which worked exactly the same way as Hexy tablets. I'll send you a link after if you want. They're a bit cheaper. They burn better. They burn longer. And you'll actually get your brew quicker as well.
There's Dragon Solid.
Fire Dragon, that was it. Dragon Spunk.
Dragon Spunk.
Eating and drinking, there we go. So you're allowed a disposable lighter to light your ciggies. You're allowed a disposable barbecue. Do you know what? It's only £4 from Fat Frank's.
All I'd say is you'll need if you had a Hexy stove, you'll either need to buy a converter or a new stove because it's a gel, so they would go down to a gel.
They'll melt down, sort of thing.
They melt down to a gel.
Here, look. The UK Ministry of Defence has awarded BCB the contract for the supply of these Fire Dragon fuel and cookers. So you can get a particular cooker as well, can't you?
Yes.
This contract marks a move away from hexamine fuel, which the MOD have supplied to troops for over 40 years for cooking in the field.
And just on Fat Frank's site as well, you can get a Fire Dragon folding cooker for £4 as well.
Yeah.
£4.
Wow.
It's a bargain.
Folding cooker. Oh,
there you go. Yes. That's the one.
I've seen these. Yeah.
They just sit in the middle. Happy days.
Okay. Oh, so you put your little bit of gel in the middle, and so it doesn't go everywhere.
Yeah.
And you pop your
little thing on the top.
Your cooking thing on top.
Yeah.
Right. Do they burn in the same way as the hexamine, or not? They do. So
yeah, but I said that we're
still going to be waiting a while for a kettle to boil.
No, they actually will boil your water quicker than Hex.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it's about 4 or 5 minutes quicker.
Really? Well, that's good.
Yeah. I've not tested mine yet. I was going to test them last weekend, but I forgot.
I think I'm going to have to get one of these. Well, I am going to have to get one of these. In my Bumble camper, which I go in every year, it actually comes with, they supply it with a gas can, and a gas cooker thing, like a portable one, which obviously you're not allowed to take in, so I never have. But it means that I've got nothing to heat any water up with. So this is obviously the solution.
Yeah.
And it's only £4 in it, so it's not like it's going to break the bank.
No.
So that's fine. But obviously, I mean, I don't think this was particularly well publicised. I've only recently found out about this. I mean, where do they publish this kind of thing? I mean, how else would you find out unless
you go to festivals and it's on a banned list?
Yeah, because what am I going to do with the stuff in my kitchen? What am I going to do? People are going to think I'm doing all sorts.
I mean, if you keep up to date with anti-terrorism laws, then you're golden, aren't you?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So do that in future. Now, so we have actually had confirmation as well that the download loyalty scheme won't be returning, which it wasn't there last year, and we kind of had our doubts that it would ever return, but now it's I've seen again somebody's written into download Live Nation, whatever, and had a response back to say, no, the loyalty scheme won't be returning. Is that a mistake?
No. No. I mean, I miss it, and a lot of people miss it because it's a free 50 quid.
Yeah.
I don't think they necessarily need it. I think it was a great idea. I think it was very unique. But it's impossible to manage, like, long term. Maybe in 10 years or 5-10 more years, when everyone's been buying their tickets through that Ticketmaster app and they've got that history there and then accessible properly, maybe. But prior to that, prior to like COVID, you had Ticketmaster, you had Frontgate, you had excess amounts of places you get your tickets. Now, if it's going to Ticketmaster, maybe in the future it's easier, but I don't see it returning. And what you've got to think about as well, this is the first, I was thinking about this the other day, this is the first festival, really, first download, normal download, since COVID. Because 2021 was a pilot. 2022 was a mismatch of everything because no one really knew what was going to happen. 23 was fucking Metallica and excessively busy. And this is the first year where they could start getting entertainment back in properly and start getting all that extra stuff that you couldn't have. So a lot of money is going on the entertainment, the new village, all that kind of stuff. I miss it. But it was a bit of a faff. But it was a good faff because you got 50 quid. So
yeah, and what's that? It was money for either the bar or download merch, which is appreciated. You know, it was definitely appreciated. It was a nice little thank you.
Yeah.
Especially considering the prices of the merch and the beer.
Yeah, I think what I'd like to see, rather than just being given 50 quid, is a better early bird discount on tickets. Or if you bought this year's, you get an extra, I don't know, whatever, 20% off. I'm just plucking out numbers, but I'd like to see that, I think.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think I enjoyed the 50 quid for merch, for like a hoodie or whatever, when the merch was actually good. I wouldn't use it like for the last couple of years. But I mean, once I had last year with Metallica, with a big year where they didn't need it, and because the amount of people they had on site, it was never going to happen last year. It was never ever going to come back. After that, once they managed to skip a year like that, it was it was never going to come back, because why would it? Why would you give away money? Business, at the end of the day, it's a business. It's there to make money, not give it away. But no, I totally agree, Eamon. I think if you had if everything's going through Ticketmaster now, you've got a better booking history, order history. You can now link things better, and if there's a way of having a better early bird discount and actually giving more loyalty discount to returning customers via that channel, rather than it being festival based, then I think that'd be a much better way forward. But again, they don't have to do that either. No, nobody else does. They don't have to do anything. They don't owe us anything. People say, it's all about. They're a business. They don't owe us anything. We choose to spend our money to go to these places. Right, the same way that my football club doesn't owe me anything, the same way that the shop around the corner doesn't owe me anything. Right, they're businesses.
And you know what? These things aren't cheap now. And the last, excluding COVID and the pilot, for years, for 5 or 6 last downloads, the entertainment side of things in the villages has been lackluster. Whether that's been because of a shit ton of rain and mud, site moves, all that kind of stuff. But now we've got this great village or District X, whatever you want to call it. It's really great to see that getting full up with another tent this year being the Ace of Spades Tavern. And the eulogy or whatever that stage is with the fucking cinema and chili eating contests. But then you've also got things in the arena with like the skate park and all that stuff coming back. I'd rather them spend a lot of money on the experience, because when I first started to go to download, you had skate parks, you had fucking raves, you had a Duracell, you had so much entertainment going on, it was ridiculous, and it's made it a big proper festival. So I'd love it to spend money on that, to be honest.
But even stuff with that, like the Wall of Death, when it was just like 15 minutes just to waste. Yeah. With a beer, watching some bloody bikes go around in a circle for 15 minutes. Yeah. It was just extra value. So things like that, and like the audio experience, eulogy that's going to be in a shipping container, right? I'm dead excited about this. I'm interested to know if they're going to charge for it, whether it's going to be included. But either way, I'm going to do it, because like if you read anything about this online, this company that does this, they've got several different containers that have several different audio experiences, and they're apparently fucking amazing, and they're incredibly immersive. You are in total pitch black darkness.
What my take on it is that you've got festivals disappearing quite rapidly. You've got a lot of smaller festivals and potentially bigger festivals on the verge of not coming back next year because of the cost of living crisis, because of this, because of that, because of VAT being huge. 20% on your tickets. They'd like to get it down to 5%. This campaign which we've been through on the show before. There's lots of costs for a festival, and if you can avoid giving away free stuff, that helps with your bottom line, which I completely understand. It's just, I think those days are gone, aren't they now? It's a fact of things are more expensive. We can be told that things are getting better by those who are in charge, but things
really? Can only get better, Neil.
Can they?
They can only get better.
Oh, they can only get better.
Can only get better.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
But
the last download with the Tories. Let's go.
Yes. Fuck the Tories. Fuck the Tories.
Joe,
actually, get away with it on a podcast.
Funnily, one of the funniest things I've witnessed at Download, I can't remember what year it was, but it was a year it coincided with a general election, so maybe 4 years ago, maybe the 4 years prior to that. And they actually had, in the cinema tent, the general election results, just on live all night. And it was fucking incredible.
Yeah. Was it 2019?
It must have been 2019 or something, or maybe the one prior to that, actually. I can't remember, but I think you had an NXT pay-per-view that was on, and then it was the election results, and that tent was full all night, and there was a lot of insane banter, and then a lot of booing when the results came out. But it was incredible. It was an incredible atmosphere. I'd love a download over an election again. It was great.
You know what? It's because isn't the football happening this year?
Yeah, and it's advertisers being on as well back, which is interesting. A lot of people call for that. I don't care for it at a DAF festival, but people want it. Give it them.
I don't know when it was. It must have been, oh Christ, maybe 2017, or even earlier, fuck knows, when the new Star Wars films were first available to watch at home.
Yeah,
I think somebody put one on in the cinema, and we were all cheering. You remember the first of the new ones? What was it called now? See, I'm a Star Wars fan, but I don't know anything about it.
I'm going to level with you. I'm not your audience here, Neil.
No, fine. No, that's all right. But
was it?
They put the film on basically in the cinema tent, and a massive load of people in there, and we're all cheering and we're going, "Watch out, it's a trap!" and all this sort of thing. And it was just great banter, you know, great community feel, and with a beer in your hand. That's the sort of thing that you won't get anywhere else, which I really loved.
Yeah, that's what you want. That's a different experience, isn't it? I love that.
Yeah,
I've missed that from past downloads as the. Comedy tents and cinema tents and just dossing around and sitting out late into a fucking evening, just fucking getting absolutely shit cunted, just chatting shit, watching scary movies, watching fucking shit movies, watching comedy movies, watching shit comedians, watching good comedians, fucking throwing shapes, fucking moshing you fucking till your neck falls off, fucking putting Eamon in a sharpshooter, fucking suplexing Eamon through a fucking bale of hay, whichever way the wind blows, we'll be there. And it's like, do you know what? You asked me at the top of this episode whether I was ready. The more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm talking about it, the more excited I'm getting about it.
Yeah.
And the more I'm feeling like, is this going back to the downloads that I love? Are we getting back to a place where I can start enjoying download again? Because I haven't enjoyed the last couple, and I thought it was just mainly for personal reasons, but maybe it's just because I haven't enjoyed the festival itself.
I think you're onto something, and like I say, it is the first proper download since COVID. And even prior, like 2019 wasn't really that much of a vibe, and there was shit weather in various years prior. So it's definitely getting back there, and the introduction of District X and the secret sets in there and stuff, and the acoustic sets and all that kind of stuff is what Download was always about. It was about the village. That's what was unique about Download. The village was, other than like Glastonbury and some smaller festivals, Leeds and Reading didn't have a village. You'd have some tents that played music and some funfair rides, but no one had a central place where everyone would go of an evening or a Wednesday and Thursday. Like it's a unique place. So yeah, I hope it comes back, and I hope we get fucking idiots on stilts walking around in the arena. Like all that kind of shit. That's what I want.
I think looking back at the downloads that I have great affection for in the past, having been to a lot of them, I mean, we're talking over 2013 was my first one, so I've been going a while. But the thing that I have in common, that all the ones that I loved have in common, is that the village was up on the grass.
Yeah.
Since it's been moved, either to the weird formation that it moved into in 19, I think it was, when it was absolutely pisting down and it was mud everywhere, to the tarmac lake, I don't think I've enjoyed it quite as much. I don't know why I give so much of a fuck about the village being where it was.
I think it'll be different this year, Neil. I so obviously 2022, the first year on the tarmac lake officially, they got screwed over by suppliers. They lost their tents to the fucking Commonwealth Games and all sorts of shit. You had the shipping containers or the shitting containers, as I like to call them. The sound systems were crap. But look at the doghouse last year. Like the doghouse last year, that tent was fucking huge for one. The biggest thing I ever had. You had the comedy tent as well, the various other tents that had some stuff on. And I think with the Ace of Spades Tavern coming back, you've got, that's the hair of a dog, the old hair of a dog, presumably. And I think it's going to be different. I'm positive. And that Tarmac Lake, they've always eyed up that area for the village. And I think there's reasons for that. And I think they've got big plans. It's going to take them a while to get there, but I think we'll see a lot of it this year.
Yeah, I'm willing to be convinced. I'm in that position where I've seen the village be amazing. I've seen it be fantastic fun.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting for it to return to that. So fingers crossed for this year, because with the change, like you say, I've never really had that perspective before of, well, we're really only just now coming out of the COVID times.
Yeah. As
far as festivals go, because it's sort of getting back to normal.
Yeah.
With stuff. So yeah, you're right. We'll see. We'll give it the benefit of the doubt, shall we?
See, don't get me wrong, it could be complete shite, and we'll talk about that in a few weeks. But we'll go from there.
Yeah. So speaking of things being moved around, Download has moved Metal Meadow and Access Camping to different fields. So what's going on there? So I know Rich has got a lot to say on Access very shortly, but essentially Access Camping has moved back to where it was historically in 2019, 18, when it was prior, which is where Metal Meadow has been, all your teepees and yurts, all that kind of stuff. But they've now shifted Metal Meadow and all those teepees and huts, or a majority of them, over to Metal Meadow 2, which is across the road from Park Farm, which... It's got a lot of stick online for a lot of reasons, access customers, all that kind of stuff, and there's some genuine reasons to be upset. However, actually, the location of it is in a much better field, and you're 350 metres from car park to tent. You used to have to get a shuttle bus from the Metal car park to Metal Meadow, but you're literally a 350 metre walk from your car park to your little fucking teepee, and I think it's a perfect place for them. They're right next to Park Farm and all the facilities, so... Yeah, I think it's really good. So why are people so upset?
Well, it was previously right next to the arena. It was as you walk into the arena via the guest area. So a lot of people with access needs, and a lot of people in general, bought their tickets on the basis that's where it was going to be. So if you've... I'm going to trivialise things, don't get angry at me, people. If you've got a limp, you might have bought one there because you had less of a walk to the arena. However, you had a further walk to the car and you had to get a shuttle bus, but that's besides the point. So now a lot of people who were genuine access customers, registered for access, all that kind of stuff, are moved miles away from the arena and they're not too happy, which I do understand. There's some genuine needs to be closer. And if you are in that position, you can contact the VIP Nation team and Access team, and they will look at trying to sort you out in any way they can. But majority, I think it's a great position, and I think that will die down. And I think when the guys get on site and they see where they are, and they actually see how close they are to the park from bar, but it's not that much further of a walk from where they were going to be anyway, I think they'll really enjoy it. It's a perfect field for it.
Okay.
And the car park situation is going to be better anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, 300 metres.
So, exactly. So that on top of the Park Farm Bar thing, sure, it's positive. I know people get frustrated because they think they've booked something and they get something else, but it's with what a shit show Access was last year. They had to do certain things. And I think the things they've done for Access this year goes some way to making it right. Maybe not the whole way, but some way.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you've got a lot to say about Access, obviously, having interest in the subject.
Yeah, so I'm going to share this because it's just, why not?
Why not, Rich?
It's technology and all that, you know.
Richie!
Oh, shit, let me just minimise that.
Well, is it Facebook?
Yeah. But this has come from the Access team. This has come from the Access manager, and this will be getting communicated out. So this is genuine 100% confirmed information, okay?
Right.
So this is news.
News.
Yeah,
so for those that don't know, Rhea, who's posted this in the Facebook group, she's like the Access equivalent of Trish. She talks with the Access team, has that back and forth between community and the team. So yeah. So it's all
she's
good
Access
information.
Trish.
Yeah.
So basically what Rhea's posted this evening is that no longer Access customers need to email the Access team to ask for bigger bags, extra soft drinks, extra food, and medication to be taken into the arena. The only situation this needs to be done for now is if you haven't got the original packaging for your meds, or if you wish to bring them in a special medicine box or whatever. This is for Access customers, so the Access customer themselves only, and not for the PAs or guests. Which is fine, which is how it should be. So now for Arena Access, whereas for everybody, general camping, day tickets, everybody else, you're allowed an A4 size bag into the arena. Access customers are now allowed a bigger bag if you need it for your Access reasons. Whether that be for medication, food, drinks, Access equipment, if you need equipment with you, if you need to change your clothes, things like that. Obviously that bag is still subject to the usual searches by security. Access customers are now allowed to bring a bit more food for personal consumption as well. So whereas anybody can bring a small amount of food in for personal consumption through the arena search points, accessible customers can now bring an additional small amount in addition, I've just said that, to the normal amount, and the security teams will be briefed on that. This is also the same for soft drinks. So whereas a standard ticket holder or day ticket holder can take a sealed 500ml bottle of water or soft drink into the arena, Access customers are now allowed to take one single sealed bottle of either water or soft drink up to a maximum of 1.5 litres into the arena, and I must state that is soft drink or water only and no alcohol still, and it must be sealed. And again, prescribed medication into download into the arena, original packaging, and with the dispensary sticker intact, issued in your name on the container.
I'm not being funny, but I've got medication and the box doesn't last.
Whoa. That's English to stop a horse. If your medication is loose or you no longer have the packaging, this won't be a problem. All you need to do is send an email with a copy of your prescription or a doctor's note, and you'll be issued an authorization letter which you need to collect at the box office when you collect your wristbands. And basically that's only applies if you're taking medication without the original packaging into the arena. So it's a much better situation, bigger bags, people who need more food, more drink, can take them in. People who need to take the medication in with them can take it in now easier without extra kind of checks and questions from the security search points.
Were Access customers really going through all this rigmarole to get in with their medication?
Yes.
Yeah.
And the other thing that's not on there that I believe has been confirmed as well is obviously glass isn't allowed on site apart from Park Farm, but the only glass that's allowed on site and into the arena is bottles of Oromorph or any other specialist medication that can only be placed into a glass bottle or tincture. Again, that needs to be accompanied with dispensary label or prescription.
Wow.
But they're doing things the right way now. It's, again, we're late in the day, but we seem to be finally getting there now, and I think there's a lot of, hopefully there'll be a few more minds put at a bit of ease now. Now, especially with Access's own entrance to the arena this year, their own merch stand in the Access camp.
Really?
All these little extra things, which is the absolutely how it should be.
That's good, isn't it? I'm impressed.
Absolutely, 100%. So it's really, really good. And obviously, that's obviously why Metal Meadow 2 has been moved, or whatever we call it these days, has been moved over the road, across over from Park Farm, because the Access camp has been moved to where they were last year. So they are literally right next to the arena, which is,
So Download is paying attention to Access customers. They're not being dismissed. They're not being put in a worse position. They're actually having lots of attention given to them and lots of additional sort of things, placed for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for me, I'm gonna reserve judgment until I've seen what the platform Access is like.
Yeah.
Because obviously that was my issue last year. That was my my sticking point. Obviously, I have raised platform access, and that was pretty damn fucking scary on second last year, as I've spoken at length multiple times on the podcast. So I'm going to reserve judgment until I see how they're going to manage that this year. There's not a lot they can do to manage it any better, other than making sure that, the right people are using the platform, and that the Access customers are using the chairs and the platform, rather than guests of Access customers on the platform. Because it's quite frustrating when you have people with mobility issues who are then having to stand at the back of an Access platform when you've got families using chairs on the Access platforms.
Oh dear, really?
When you've got one Access customer and their family on there, that was another thing that I had there last year, and it's like it's just, and I'm too nice to ask them to move, but it's like it just frustrates me. It's like
it's not very considerate, is it?
No, and I believe that's kind of like an unwritten rule anyway, isn't it? Is that's what's supposed to happen? But it's a difficult job. I don't envy the volunteers and the staff that have to manage those platforms at all. But things are looking more positive this year, pre-festival. I'm going to cross my fingers and my toes very tightly, as much as I can do, and hope that this continues through the festival. And I'm hoping for a positive report on, hopefully on one of our episodes whilst we're at the festival.
Yeah, well, we'll be very busy this year at Download. There's lots going on, and lots of people we're going to be speaking to, so it'll all get covered, I'm sure. But moving on to another another metal festival.
Glastonbury.
Bloodstock.
Oh. Damn
Can
it.
you imagine? Can you imagine a metal festival that size?
Hey, Metallica have headlined it. It's happened.
Wow. Well,
But
was it full of metalheads? Did you go to that one?
I didn't go, sadly, and no, it wasn't full. It was a full field. It wasn't full of metalheads. It was full of confused children. unlike Bloodstock.
So the campsites are going to open a day early with an extra ticket purchase. So if you want to get there, so basically it's like download, isn't it? So you've got that extra day,
Yeah.
to get in and get settled.
And it's they've said there's going to be a limited access to whatever because obviously the site build's still going on. But it's £20 and the bars are going to be open. There's going to be a few DJs. There's going to be some films on. They've put out a poll full of films. It'll be a nice little night, It's a limited capacity as well, so it's not going to be everyone there on the Wednesday. But that'd be nice.
Yeah.
There's nothing better than waking up on the Thursday morning at a festival and just watching people still coming in through the gates, and you're like, "I'm set up, you fuckers."
Doesn't it make a difference? Doesn't it make it so much more? Because you get a chance to settle, and get pissed and get ready for it all, and meet your mates, and just have a bit of a wander around and just get settled, really. And I just think it's so important, and I think it's really for £20 plus booking fee.
Yeah,
I think that's a no-brainer, isn't it?
It's an absolute steal, I think. And the thing is with it though, it's such an old school way of doing things, and some mid-sized festivals still do it to this day. But I remember when Download used to pay, there was a different price to pay for just camping. You had to buy those tickets separately. It's such an old school way of doing things, having this add-on. But I like it because it gives people choice, and it's £20, and it's arguably, obviously got to have extra staff on that day or whatever for the people there. It's probably going to be easy money for Bloodstock as well, relatively speaking. Everything's already there. You pay the extra staff to man the bar. You know how many people are coming in, reducing the capacity. It's a good idea.
And you're getting past all the potential traffic issues.
Yeah. And again, this is one reason why they've done it. Last year, every year there's a theme around all the festivals, and last year everything was traffic issues. Slam Dunk had them, Download had them, Bloodstock had a little bit, and everyone this year is now trying to avoid traffic issues. I still don't know what the issue is going to be this year, because it's not going to be traffic, because they're sorted. Is it going to be a wet year? I don't know, but no.
Don't say it. Oh, no.
I said it. Bearded Theory's happening as we speak at the Bloodstock site, and it's a fucking mud bath. They've had to cancel bands, move things around. It's an absolute bloodbath, and that's at Cat and Hall on the same site, so fingers crossed that's not a sign of things to come.
Just because you're not fucking camping, right? Don't be fucking doing your rain dance.
Hey, I've got to drive in and out of sight each day on that fucking crappy fields. I'm getting stuck.
Okay, yeah. Fair enough, yeah.
I'm getting fucking stuck.
Yeah.
Oh my god! That's the only thing that I think could possibly spoil it is the weather.
Yeah,
which is looking a bit. We're not really sure at the moment, are we? It could go either way.
Yeah.
my HR manager today told me that it's looking good, and I told him to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it's going to be shit.
That to me.
Bring your wellies, bring your ponchos, your waterproofs, your boats, your canoes. Bring all that. It's going to be shit weather. That's what we need to say, because then it'll be glorious. Yeah. And I'll cut my legs off my ponchos. I'll cut my holes in my wellies for my toes, and we're good.
Nice. And don't we need the good weather? We need the good weather right now, because things are all a bit fucking crap for a lot of people, and and this is people's holiday. Because it's so expensive to go away. For the price of going to Download, you could have a nice holiday in fucking Spain or something.
Yeah.
But people choose to come to Download, and as dry as it can be at Download, at least if the sun's out, it's better than... I was so fucking miserable in 2019 when it was just permanently pissing down the whole fucking time. It just makes such a... Because I can't really enjoy myself if I'm stood there in my fucking plastic poncho. You know what I mean? It's not the same, is it?
It's not the same, but I fucking love... I do love... when I'm pissed, a wet festival, because it is something different and something fun. And there's very few times you can stand in the pissing down rain having a drink, but it is shit. It is shit.
But are you one of those? You're not one of those that goes face down in the mud,
no,
are you?
No,
fucking sliding through it all.
I'm not a fucking idiot. No, sorry. I am
not through choice.
Not through choice. I am an idiot, but I'm a clean idiot. We're all right.
Yeah, there's a difference.
Yeah. I'm not that far. That's the extreme. That's taking the piss. Like, that's you've had too much to drink and you're like, I don't give a shit. I just quite like dancing in the rain, which, if you do that in Tesco car park, you look like a bit of a nonce. But if you do it at Download, it's fine.
Oh my god! Do you know what? The next story actually is something that you might be interested in. Something you can do even if it is raining. Bloodstock is holding its own quiz in the same way that Download does. So I don't know. I mean, obviously you're not involved in this particular quiz. You're doing the Download quiz, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm not hosting this one, so it'll be a poor effort, Bloodstock, I'm afraid. I wouldn't rate it at all. No.
The Bloodstock, it is only for VIPers or Vipers. The post on Facebook says, think you're a heavy metal mastermind. It could almost be for Download, this, couldn't it? Put your knowledge to the test in the Serpent's Lair by joining us for Nevermind the Bloodstock.
I like that.
It's good, that.
Yeah.
Our VIP pub quiz, hosted by YouTube sensation Bradley Hall Guitar and thrash metalers Brain Slug.
Good name.
Good name.
So that's happening at 6 o'clock on the Sunday the 11th.
And do you know what? Like, it's a first time at Bloodstock, but Download, we've done it in the VIP area for decades. And it's a weird concept, going to a metal festival and just wanting to sit down and do a quiz. But it's such a good. It's like we were talking about a cinema earlier. It's just something different to do, and it's 2 or 3 hours out of your day where everyone's just having a laugh, shouting shit at the hosts, like just having a good time, and it's not taken too seriously. And this looks like it'll be a right laugh.
You see, for me, it does. It looks like a good laugh, and I get it. But 6 o'clock on the Sunday,
that's late.
It's a weird choice of time.
That's a weird time to do it. I think it is more of a Wednesday, Thursday thing for me.
Yeah.
It's a start of a festival thing. But it'll be interesting to see how it goes, because this looks like proper quiz as opposed to, my drunken slurring about Machine Gun Kelly.
Was a bit of a...
No.
Okay.
It's really good, and we get a lot of sign-ups, actually.
Well, they are very popular.
We put the sign-up up on this Monday just gone, and within 2 minutes, all the slots were taken. Like, it's insane. And that's
Are you hosting this year?
Yeah, so I'm hosting this year. So, obviously, our friends of the show, Trish, writes the quiz. I am just the beauty. I'm just the looks.
Yes.
So I host it. And, we have room for on the day team. So if you're at Download in RIP, come along at about 2:45 to the Park Front Bar, and you might be able to get in. Teams of up to 4.
And be warned, you have me and Stephanie assisting with beating the shit out of people who cheat.
We do need people to beat the shit out of people who cheat. But
Trisha told me I'm not allowed to drink.
Nah. She tells me that every year.
That's what I thought. I thought, hang on a second. Shorty, fuck off.
I start off relatively sober. By the time I get to the answers, I'm heckling myself by that point. That's what happens. But it's a good laugh.
I'm going for a kind of a Croc style of enforcement, I think.
Yeah, Croc was always good at it. Croc would just whip people. Like, he would just whip people. But yeah, we have to have those people in next. People do use their phones and cheat, and whilst it's a bit of fun, we do get some really good prizes from Download. Like, they always give us like a nice little trophy or a plaque for the winning team, and then they always give us some like Live Nation goodies. So we've had things like Black Sabbath vinyls and all sorts of really good stuff. And then they also put in like a lot of tats sometimes. We've had Britney Spears badges and like just badges from old tours and stuff. They just give us a load of stuff to give away, which is really nice. It's good fun. So come on down and go down to the Bloodstock one as well, because if I'm about, I will definitely be having a look, because I'm going to steal their ideas. You've been warned, Bloodstock.
So, the next story is about another festival.
Another
festival, but this one being put on by Yungblud. Bloodfest, his own festival. This is a story on Sky News aimed at shaking up the too expensive industry. Now, my first thought on that is good luck. because to make a profit on festivals is quite tricky, judging by the number of ones that have gone under. British star Yungblud announced plans for his own music festival, Bloodfest, in front of about 500 fans at a secret gig in Camden, North London. The festival will also include performances from stars including Little Yachty and The Damned. Now, this admittedly is a story from the 18th of March, so things may have moved on a little bit since then. But this is going to happen. It's a one-day festival at Milton Keynes Bowl, which will also feature punk duo Soft Play and Nessa Barrett, Lola Young, Jasmine Bean, The Damned. I'm not sure what I think about this. I mean, good luck to him.
Bloodfest. That's awfully similar to Bloodstock. I mean, is he gonna have people like, a Bloodstock gonna have people turning up to Bloodstock with it? They go to Bloodfest, and is Bloodfest gonna have people turning up to Bloodfest and they go to Bloodstock?
I hope you get a Monomar fans stood in Milton Keynes Bowl wondering what the fuck Yungblud is.
That'd be fucking amazing.
I like it. I mean, I like Yungblud. He gets a lot of stick, but his morals you can't fault. And if he can shake it up, he's a good name to do it. £49 for a full day at Milton Keynes, like with 4, 5, 6 bands on whatever he's having on. Yeah, can't like him.
He's I mean, he's got to be putting money into this himself, hasn't he?
100%.
There's no way. I think.
Sorry for butting in there and speaking over you. I didn't mean to. I just wanted to say, I think it's a good call to have it at an existing venue because you haven't got to lay out for the, additional facilities that you would have to if it was just in a field.
Yeah, and that's a good point, actually. I've not looked at Milton Keynes' schedule, but there's a lot of gigs on at Milton Keynes Bowl this year, so perhaps he's already got the stage set up from Chase the Status already sat in a corner. I don't know what if the dates align, but if it's one setup cost that's been split between a few gigs, that brings it down.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I suppose the concessions might have contracts there throughout the summer as well, mightn't they? And it makes it, it does bring the cost down, I suppose. But I'm honestly, I hope it works out for him. I really, I've got a lot of time for Yungblud, and I do. I like his personality. I think he's a good bloke. Good luck to him. Good luck to him. I think he's going to find it harder than he thinks it's going to be, but I'm sure he's got the right people backing him.
Yeah, I'm sure he does.
Yeah, that's a big part of it, isn't it? Having people there that you can rely on to run things. I mean, it's not like it's a family thing where, Bloodstock, that you've got a family.
Bloodfest or Bloodstock?
Bloodstock.
Wait, so is Yungblud having a quiz? I'm a bit confused now.
Never mind the Bloodfest. What?
That was it, wasn't it? Oh. And you can go early, right? For 20 quid.
Yeah.
Do you know
20 quid extra.
I mean, the price is very interesting. £49.50. He says, I think like it all needs shaking up a little bit. So I can't do his voice. He says, I believe that the festivals, gigs and plans that are in motion aren't representative of the people out there. I mean, there's a festival, line up for everybody, really, isn't there? So, if he wants to do one, then why not? So, he basically thinks it's all too expensive, which I'm not going to disagree with. And doubtless all his fans are going to go because he's got a sort of movement of fans. So it'll probably be quite successful. So good luck to him.
I like that. He's going to have a make a friend tent, and he's vowed to spend some time in the bars before he takes to the stage himself, sort of thing. They make a friend tent for people who go in on their own, sort of thing. I suppose like the camp loaner sort of thing, a download, and that's that sort of thing that a lot of festivals don't think about. And he's thought about it because he's probably experienced that himself in his own life.
Yeah,
as a fan.
Yeah,
and he's thought, I can do something about this. And if that's the case, then that's even more props to him. Fair play.
So lastly, there's this last bit of download news which has come out within the last week or so. Beyond the Bands at DLXXI, as we're now calling it. So on the 15th of May, there was this release from Download. We've made Liquid Death presents... we've got to call it by the sponsor name as well now.
Yeah.
We've made Liquid Death presents Download Festivals 2024... even more epic, with loads more to see, eat, and do across the weekend. So they start off by talking about the merch. The Download Megastore is returning this year with brand new limited edition products, as well as some exclusive collaborations with P&Co. P&Co. Mary Wyatt, Lou's Hot Sauce, Liquid Death Asswater, Maber, Grandad Skates, and more. None of those names mean anything to me apart from Liquid Death Asswater.
Because you use it for your animals.
You enjoyed the Megastore last year, didn't you, Neil? You went crazy in that Megastore.
I did, actually, yes. I bought quite a lot. In fact, I shall be bringing some of my lovely Download plates and cups and bits and bobs to eat from, because it's the only time when it feels appropriate.
Yeah.
But yeah, I bought loads of stuff in there. In fact, my chipped mug I haven't actually used at all. I think I'm just so disappointed that I bought it, and it's already, before I've even got it out of the box, it's already fucked.
Oh.
But it's in a cupboard somewhere, So it'll be interesting to see what they go... Because last year they had, like, a gaming chair, didn't they? And
Yeah.
They had, like...
What's going to be the weird, expensive thing?
Yeah, I mean, I would be interested to know how... during the blistering heat, all those leather jackets sold, because there was a full rack when I went in.
And they were like a
bet they
couple of
sold,
£100, weren't they? But I think they would have gone, yeah. I think they would have gone. I'd like to know how many gaming chairs they sold.
I would, yeah. Was it worth making them all?
Probably one.
Yeah. Probably the display model reduced
Yeah.
to a staff member,
Yeah.
because they can't be asked to put it back in the box. But yeah, it's going to be bigger this year, apparently, with more of a range, so that's exciting. It's a great addition, I think, that Megastore. I think that's really good.
Yeah. I mean, we all love the merch.
Yeah.
Which is why we buy so much of it.
Can you try and drag me in this year, please?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
We'll see if we can get, like, queue jump for me being disabled.
Sure, yeah, you can play that card, as people like to say.
Well, I know we're doing the arena, so...
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
And at the bars, so...
Yeah.
Well, yeah, if it's what you've got, why not? Next, it says The Outpost. We've added another stage to DLXXI, but you won't find live bands here. The Outpost will be the place to witness fire cooking demos. Get stuck in with primitive skills workshops. Take part in eating competitions.
Probably digestive.
And end your evenings with classic film screenings from Hammer Horror.
Now, I just want to raise one thing with this. It's great. One of the eating competitions at a festival is a chili eating contest.
Who the fuck? I mean, we'd be okay in Park Farm.
Yeah, but...
Because we got proper shitters.
Yeah.
But have they replaced the toilet roll?
Well, you take your own, don't you?
All right, yeah.
Put it in an icebox first.
I'm here for the chili eating competition.
Yeah. Like hot dogs, I get, but chili. Like those Portaloos are going to take a battering.
I'm tempted.
A battery.
I'm tempted.
I think you should do it. Do it for the content, Rich. Think of the content.
Me vomiting after.
Yeah.
Me shitting through the eye of a fucking needle.
Yeah.
Festpod live.
An explosion within a Portaloo.
Yeah.
That's my image. Food and drink. This year we've got more on offer than ever before, alongside festival food favourites such as In for a Penne, Bunnyman's Chow.
Yes.
Top
Yeah,
notch.
I was waiting for a cheer there.
Top notch.
Happy Mackie, King of the Yorkie, and dozens more. You'll find a huge selection of drink providers across the festival. The Low No Bar is back by popular demand for all your non-alcoholic options, with the Tap House and Beer Hall also making a return.
You know, those three, the Low No Bar, especially last year, was really popular. And I'll be using it a lot more this year because I'm driving in and out. But again, they're doing more and more to make the bars seem more like bars, as opposed to just, you've got your standard go up, get served from a fucking plank of wood for the quick service, but actually going somewhere you can have a better choice of beer. Okay, you're not going to get fucking full load of good craft beers or ales, but even if you've just got your bog standard fucking, I don't know what it was last year, but if you've just got a bog standard Hobgoblin or whatever, that's what people prefer over Carlsberg or whatever we have in the arena now. I can't remember, but yeah, sometimes it's just preferred. And if you want to get away from places, normally benches. I love it.
Yeah. I think they do need a pub, don't they, really? Yeah. They need...
And fingers crossed,
space.
The Ace of Spades Tavern is what the Hair of a Dog used to be, because that's in the village this year, which we might be coming to, I'm not sure, but we are.
Is there a reason for the name change?
It's District X, isn't it? Like, so we've branded from the village to District X. I think they're just trying to do new things and make it more interesting. The Ace of Spades Tavern is different to Hair of a Dog. In what way, we don't know. Is it just going to be a bar in a tent? Probably. We'll see.
Yeah, well, essentially, yeah. New for DLXXI is the Gooseneck Inn.
Is that as well?
A biker bar full of your favourite spirits, as well as the Ace of Spades Tavern in District X.
Yeah.
So is that where we go for the fight?
It sounds like
that's where you'll find the leather jacket people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah.
So it'll be wear your cut off or your leather jacket.
Yeah.
And go for a scrap.
Yeah.
Okay.
Excellent.
Spin kicks. Spin kicks in
yeah,
there.
that's your Spin Kicks City.
If you're more of a cocktail fan, then Rocktail Cocktail and Noerlund will shake up your weekend, serving tasty drinks alongside classes, demonstrations, and live DJ and acoustic performances. Need to murder your thirst?
Oh, no.
You'll spot Liquid Death ass water stations dotted around site to grab a cold can of Liquid Death ass water.
Just to stop there, like, I'm hoping the one good thing about Liquid Death could be that they might be giving out free water. So I go to Why Not Festival, for instance, and there's always a sponsor there, and it's normally Coke, to be fair, and they're just giving out free shit. With Liquid Death being a big sponsor and it's saying grab a can of water, maybe they're giving out some little shots of water to get people into the brand. That would be one benefit, because not paying for that stuff is great. But if you're paying for it, then you're not paying for it, you're just going to the taps.
I can hear your pussy.
Yeah, my pussy is outside the door. My furry pussy.
Yes.
The pussy is crying for me. It wants me.
Now, on this page, there's actually more. It says, wait, there's more? Hell yes. There'll be an 8-station gaming setup where you can be one of the first to play Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance from Sega and Atlas, a eulogy immersive experience from Darkfield, housed in a shipping container and a Liquid Death ass water skate ramp where you can watch pro skateboard and BMX riders in action. I didn't understand most of what I've just said.
So there's a gaming bit where you can play Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance from Sega.
Yeah.
And then there'll be Eulogy, which is the immersive audio experience from Darkfield, which is in the shipping container. And there's going to be a skate ramp sponsored by Asswater, where you can watch pro skateboarders and BMXers.
Excited for that.
Enemas on the move.
Yeah.
BMX riders having enemas. Whilst doing a loop-to-loop. It was really actually rather attractive, like a fountain. Inside the arena, you'll also find Tattoo Studios, Mentorship, who'll be offering open men's mental health discussions, iconic fairground rides, and over 80 different independent traders for you to browse across the weekend, which is an interesting... wow, I mean... Yeah.
And we'll have traders back inside the arena this year. There'll be a market back in the arena this year as well, which we didn't have last year.
Oh, good. Yeah, I was going to say this. There was a lot removed from the arena last year, wasn't there, because of the number of people that they were expecting. They wanted to put on more bogs and more food.
They had to make a lot of space.
Yeah, so more traders, which I think is good.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I've made Eamon leave.
He's just touching up his pussy. So, next, we'll get our gig review right after this.
Hi, we're Waterlines. You're listening to Festpod. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Are you looking for that last-minute festival essential? Or maybe you just want to travel light and get your whole camping setup when you arrive on site? The good news is that Fat Frank's Camping Shop will take care of all your festival camping essential needs. From camping chairs to blow-up airbeds, cosy duvets to festival cooking sets, Fat Frank has it all. And what's more, Fat Frank offers a click and collect service at several UK festivals. So head to fatfrankscampingshop.com to order now, or visit Fat Frank and the lads at your favourite festival. Fat Frank's Camping Shop, the official sponsors of Festpod, the unofficial rock festival guide.
Welcome back to Festpod, the unofficial rock festival guide. So next we have our gig review, and it's Rich. Hello, Rich.
Hello there, Neill.
Hello.
Fancy seeing you here.
I know, God.
So, where have I been? I have been to see Crushed by Waves.
Have you?
I have at Lion's Den in Manchester. Earlier this month, in this month of May, in the year of our Lord 2024. I've got to say, the Crushed by Waves lads finally got to go out on the first headline tour, and along with myself, you obviously came with me as well, Neil,
yes.
And my rather better half, Stephanie. Went up to Deansgate Mews, and we eventually got there after some fuck-ups with the parking and dicking around.
But you can't park in Manchester city centre unless you want to pay £1 million.
Which I did.
More traffic chaos. It's all about traffic chaos on this podcast.
I'll put it this way. I was in tears. Trauma. Support came from When We Were Wolves and Glassgrave. This was an album launch tour, and we were treated to a full playthrough of debut album More to Life before the lads closed with Ceiling and Appetite. And let me just be clear here, lads. This gig was off the fucking chain. And we were like front row, right, Eamon? And we were getting covered in Aaron and Dan's sweat throughout, right? We were getting absolutely fucking battered on the edge of some fucking mental pits, right? But seriously though, right, these boys, they put on a show. They're a great live band, they're tight as fuck. Aaron's vocals both clean and scream, they're fucking perfect. Andy and Dan always on point with guitars, and Tom just never misses a beat on his kit, even if he pulls some strange fucking faces. I know I talk about this band a lot, but honestly, these boys should be fucking massive, right? If you haven't already, check out the new album More to Life, it's out now. Pick up some merch from crushedbywaves.com, and most importantly, look out for some more live dates. I'm sure they're going to be coming soon. And go and get fucking sweaty with them.
It was very loud, wasn't it?
Oh my god, it was amazing.
Yeah, they're not worried about people at the back not being able to hear, because they just turn it to 11.
There was definitely nobody anywhere on Deansgate that probably couldn't hear them, to be fair.
That was great.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, yeah.
So impressed. But then, whenever we've been to see them, they're always top notch, aren't they? So
Absolutely. Absolutely. Great little venue as well.
yeah, really nice. Yeah,
£6 for a pint of Guinness.
£3.50 for a Coke.
Yep, £3.50 for a can of Coke. But other than that, great venue. Downstairs toilets though. Bar on the middle floor, upstairs venue. But, other than that, great. Honestly, the sound in there was great. The staff in there were great. Really nice little venue, to be fair. Nice little sun terrace outside as well.
Very pleasant.
Really pleasant place.
Yeah. So they've got all sorts going on there as well. So it's obviously a busy little venue.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they've got the Deansgate Muse Festival as well going on in the coming week as well, I think, haven't they? And look, from looking at their socials, they've got stuff on like almost every day of the week, live music wise and stuff. So yeah, check them out. Good venue.
Nice. Cool. All right. Yes, I can appreciate that gig review because I was there. So next, let's find out what gigs that you can go to in our guide. Right, let's kick off with Eamon Shortt off the A50.
Lovely stuff. I've got for you this time around Escape the Fate with Stitched Up Heart and Nahara, hitting the road in June and July. They're starting off live in Newport at the Corn Exchange on the 26th of June. Then they're going through to the Dome in London. They're going off to Netherlands in between it all as well. Then they're coming back to Liverpool, Glasgow, Dublin and Belfast. And tickets are starting from like 22 quid, which is an absolute belting gig for Escape the Fate and the Horror. I don't know much about Stitched Apart, Escape the Fate and the Horror for me.
So, the amazing band Waterlines, formerly known as Sertraline, but slightly different now. Waterlines, who we met at Bloodstock, great bunch of lads, are touring. They have been touring throughout the year, to be honest, but they're continuing through June. They're performing on the 22nd of June in Derby at the Hairy Dog. Don't miss that gig. They're amazing. They interact with the crowd. They're loud as fuck. They're amazing. Go and watch them. The next dates for Waterlines on their website are in October. They've got a date on the 25th of October at the Devil's Dog in Birmingham and the 29th of October at the Crawford Arms in Milton Keynes. So a bit of time before those gigs. They do gig regularly though, so keep your eyes on their website, wearewaterlines.co.uk, to keep up with them. Go and see them. Honestly, they're fantastic. Great tunes, and you've got to go and see them. They're on the up. Go and have a look at Waterlines.
Great bunch of lads.
Very great bunch of lads.
Bunch of fucking lads.
And we saw Ben on Crushed by Waves, Greg, as well, didn't we?
Yeah, he's lovely. He always gives me a hug.
Yeah, lovely lad. And for me this episode, I'm cheating a little bit, I feel, but it's worth mentioning that there is a rather large rock festival upcoming in June called Download XXI.
No.
Presented by Liquid Death.
You've got to say, Liquid Death presents Download XXI.
Yeah.
I have to.
Yes.
That's the way they want you to say it.
But I won't bow to this. Okay. Liquid Death presents Download XXI.
There we go.
Liquid Ass Water. There we are.
So 14th to the 16th of June, or from Wednesday the 12th if you fancy some camping. There are tickets still available, including day tickets, weekend tickets. There's a couple of RIP packages available, I believe. Friday headliners are Queens of the Stone Age. Saturday headliners are Fall Out Boy, and Avenged Sevenfold bring up the rear on the Sunday on main stage. We're going to be there. We're going to be doing shit. We'll be wearing merch, Festpod merch at some point, no doubt. Come say hello, have a beer with us if you please, if you see us, or just call us a bunch of cunts. Either way is fine. So, yeah, let's go Download. Sorry, let's go Liquid Death presents Download XXI.
Yes. And when you've done that, you can also get yourself down to Bloodstock, which is a little bit further out, but we are going to have a busy summertime, so I just wanted to mention it at this point. Bloodstock Open Air is happening in Derbyshire. I think we're in Derbyshire, aren't we?
Yeah. Between
the 8th of August and the 11th of August. So get yourself down there for Opeth, Architects, Amon Amarth, Malevolence. There's so many great bands on this year, so it's going to be a busy one, I think. So if you haven't got your tickets already, go and get them now. So if there's a festival, a gig, a piece of music that you want to recommend to us, just let us know on the socials or in the comments below. So just search for Festpod to find us. Next up, we'll get our Festpod Favourites. So this is where we recommend something we've seen that we like. So Rich, your Festpod Favourites first of all.
Now, I'm going to go for something a little bit different this episode. I don't usually buy into the whole mobile gaming thing. But last year I became obsessed with a game called Duskwood on mobile. And it was kind of an interactive kind of game where it had videos and phone calls, and you had to, it was kind of like a mystery thing. Now, the sequel to Duskwood called Moonvale comes out at midnight on the day of recording. It's tonight, so the midnight on the 24th of May. So in literally 2 hours fucking time at time of recording. So I'm literally fucking half cocked right now.
Oh,
it's available on the App Store and on Google Play Store. It's all mystery. It's all a bit. It's not the usual sort of thing I'd play, and it's not the usual sort of thing I'd recommend. But it properly sucked me in. The first installment in Duskwood. You build relationships with these characters. You can go on different routes with them. You kind of you choose your own destiny sort of thing. There's different endings to things, and I just think it's worth playing. It's going to be released in chapters. There's going to be, I think, 10 chapters in this one. So chapter 1's getting released tonight. If you want to devote your life to these characters and have them take over your life, download it. If you become emotionally involved in this sort of thing, and you want to be, download it. If you don't want to get emotionally involved with these people, it's probably not for you, because believe me, you'll be crying with them, you'll be laughing with them, you'll believe they are your friends, and believe me, they're not. But they are.
Oh, right.
So much so that I now follow them all on Instagram and stuff like that, because I genuinely thought I was in love with one of the actresses. But yeah, it's great. Just honestly, give it a go. It's worth it. If you think it's shit, you can delete it. But honestly, it's free to play. Moonvale, App Store, Google Play Store. Give it a go.
Wow, this looks very interesting. It looks like one of those. See, the thing is, I don't really get into this type of game because I don't have a lot of free time. So my type of game would be the sort of thing that you can just dip in and out of. This looks like it's going to draw you in and suck you off.
I'm the same. I like being sucked off as well, you see. But I'm exactly the same in terms of time and stuff. But yeah. I gave it a go, and I found time, and give it a go. Download Duskwood first, though. Give that a go first, and then move on to it.
Now let's take a trip down to the North Midlands. A special section over there of the A50, where there's a roundabout next to a McDonald's. And there we will find Shorty.
Here I am.
With his Festpod favourite.
Here I am, and I'm cheating as well this week because I've got the download forums up, and I've talked about these before on the podcast, so I'm definitely cheating. However, we're getting close to download and festival season in general, so if you need any tips, tricks, or any questions answering about Download Festival, the forums are your place. Facebook's alright, but it's full of a lot of nonsense and a lot of people who will tell you to sneak glassing up your arse to the festival. Whereas over on the forums, we try and give you a bit of actual advice. And if we don't know it, myself and the other mods, and Trish and Hevs are friends of the show as well, who will get the questions over to the actual download team. They have direct contact with the actual organisers to get anything resolved, answered, all that kind of jazz. But it's on top of download, it's all about festivals in general, music in general, having a chat, meeting new people. I wouldn't be sat here today if it wasn't for these forums. So I'd recommend anyone joins. And forums are an odd concept in 2024. But this one's still alive. It's still going strong. And yeah, just come join us. And you can be part of a crew that just say Iron Maiden should headline all the time, because we get that in the forums as well.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. It's just good fun. And, right now, the rumours thread is going mental. We've had about 30 new pages since Bad Omens pulled out, so
wow.
That's a whole minefield of, getting Deftones in, getting Tool in, Bumping Busted up, getting McFly in, all sorts of shit is in there. So, it's a good laugh. when it wants to be.
You've also got a lot of knowledgeable people in there.
Yeah.
So if you do have questions, you can get them answered by people who, again, are not going to tell you to sneak classy and up your arse.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, there's you do see on the Facebook groups a lot of questions being asked by people who've never been before. And the ideal place to get those questions answered is not the Facebook page, but the actual forum. So go on the forum, and you've got experts there who've been to practically every download that there's been.
Yeah. For a long time. So,
you know.
Yeah, it's a good place to hang out.
And with direct connections to people in VIP Nation and the organisers and stuff like that. So, you know that when you ask questions in there, it's not just coming from the broken glass up somebody's ass. It's actually, sorry, I'm obsessed with this image now. I don't know why. oneman1jar.com.
Wow.
Don't search that.
Is that your Festpod favourite for this week, Neil?
Oh dear! See, I've got obviously there's lists of websites in my mind that we won't go into now. So yeah, agree on the forums. Okay, so my Festpod favourite is on TikTok. Now, some people don't like TikTok.
I do.
But I do. I think it's great. I think it's the place to go for all of the latest trends and find out what's happening. I mean, it didn't take long before people started making videos out of what happened to our Prime Minister in the rain announcing an election, and followed it up with the man who was playing loud music whilst he was making his speech. Very interesting to find out his perspective. See, it's the place to go. It's the sort of new news gathering service, almost.
Is that your Festpod favourite?
Well, this is me leading into TikTok.
Is it the man playing Things Going to Get Better over Rishi?
I mean, I did enjoy that, but that's not. I'm not recommending that because most of us have already seen that. Yeah. What I'm going to recommend to you in my Festpod favourites is an account called Bearamic. See, it's as in bear, as in bear, and then Mike, as in AMIC. Bearamic. Now, what this man does is he likes to
wear hats, wear a lot of different hats.
He does wear hats. See, if let's imagine there was a sort of metal superstore, some sort of mega store with lots of metal things in it to buy, and lots of all the people who go there are metalheads. And let's imagine that it's on lots of different floors. So you've got different things on different floors. So what do you need? You need a lift to get to all these different floors. And what are you going to play in that lift? You are going to play variations of the tunes that metalheads would like, but in a lift kind of way. So this man does that.
This is great.
And he's actually playing this.
Yeah. That's incredible.
Isn't that good?
I mean, it gives me Richard Cheese vibes back in when he did a jazz version, but this is incredible.
Some of those that work forces are the same that burn crosses. Some of those that work forces are the same that burn crosses. Some of those that work forces.
No, I don't even know how I found this bloke, but I'm glad I did.
Some of those that work forces are the same that burn crosses.
See, I don't know if this is a symptom of being in my 40s. But, you know, liking stuff that's a bit more mellow, perhaps. But I love that. Wow. I mean, he's got the original. It's obviously the original vocal. He's not singing in these, but they're just the smooth jazz sounds.
I could have an album of that. Like, I could live with that. I love that.
See, you like that, don't
I
you?
like
It's
that.
It's not. Yeah, exactly. So I've got his name slightly wrong. It's Bear. I hope I can't. I don't know.
You can't say that.
But it's Bearamic is how I said it. _ HIEU Tran. Any others that you? Oh, Rammstein.
Du hast mich gefragt, und ich hab nichts gesagt. Willst du bis der Tod euch scheide, treu sein für alle Tage?
Now this I like.
It's good, isn't it?
This I like.
Willst du bis der Tod euch scheide, treu sein für alle Tage? Nein.
I just think it's such a great idea. So I'm a big fan. And fantastic, really good. So there they are. Bearamic on TikTok is what I'm recommending. I'm pleased with that one, because sometimes my Festpod favourites are a little bit thingy, but I like that one. So now it's... Oh, I can hear Pussy.
Oh, cheeky.
Little queef. So it's time to plug what else you do. So let me have what else you do.
Your ass.
Oh, right, okay. So let's start off with North Wales. Let's go down the winding roads, past the sheep, to Rich's house.
Well, you don't go past the sheep to get to my house. You fight through the sheep to get... Once you cross the threshold, I'm afraid.
Cross the threshold, yes.
So usual for me, Richard Holmes Photography on the old socials.
Have you had your drone out?
No, I haven't. I was all ready to go, but the wind didn't drop, sadly, so I didn't. So.
Oh God, I always forget things like that. The wind, of course, it's been quite stormy. Yeah.
But I'm due to go out next week, and hopefully for a wild swim and a bit of a day out with family and stuff. So I'm going to be taking all my gear with me. So fingers crossed, next weekend I can get the drone up for a little while and
Get the bird up.
And we can see what happens.
Cool, nice. So that's Richard Holmes Photography on Insta, isn't it?
Insta, Facebook, whatever you want.
Ooh. Let's get in the car. Let's rev it up.
Wow.
Let's drive and screech down the A50 and pull up outside Eamon's house. I've done that before.
You have. You have.
In my red car, which I don't have anymore. But what have you got going on? What's happening?
So I've not got a lot going on in terms of the Twitch life at the minute because obviously, I've got a child and adult things, which is annoying. But you can follow me over there still, ShorttyETV. I will be getting that up and running again at some point. But I am planning to do some stuff on my social media channels, especially TikTok. So get on over there. I'm ShorttyE on everything apart from Twitch. Follow me Instagram, TikTok. I think I'm on Threads, but who's on Threads? Is that still a thing?
It's on the up, It's happening.
Is it? Is it happening?
Well, the thing is, I think if people who are on Insta, I think it sort of shoves you onto Threads, doesn't it? Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I
look at what's going on Threads. Come over to Threads. Look, come on. Look at this.
I thought X or Twitter was on the downhill, but there's still racists and fascists I can argue with. So, it's obviously all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, Shorty and everything. Drop us a follow, and I won't follow you back. Cheers. Cheers.
Okay, and I'm Neill Wilkinson, but it's Neill with 2 L's. Neill Wilkinson on basically everything apart from. I mean, it's like Eamon's just said. I'm not really on Twitter or X or whatever the fuck it's called, but I've got an account, so follow it if you want. So if you've enjoyed the show, please interact with this video or the podcast wherever you've found us, because it just gives us a bit of a leg up in discoverability. It says, hey, people are liking this, let's share it, let's let other people listen to us and see it, and let's give Festpod a shove. We are on the socials and YouTube, so just search for Festpod to find us. If you'd like to support Festpod, Head to festpod.co.uk for all the ways that you can do it and click on support us for all the details. So that's it. Thank you very much for listening and thank you for supporting us on those supportive ways. For example, the Patreon. We will catch you next time. Thanks a lot. Enjoy your summer. Bye.
Cheerio.
A Wilco Productions podcast.
I can hear your pussy.